Yo, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us on our live recording of the Block Talk podcast here on Facebook Gaming. I'm your host, See-Through. For those of you that don't know, I am a Minecraft streamer on Facebook Gaming, and I started this podcast to give my community some additional content to watch and to listen to on a daily basis. Today, we have an awesome Facebook Minecraft streamer that goes by the name of Mr. Grateful Doom. Everybody say hello and welcome to the podcast.
Guys,
Hi, what's up?
what's everybody up to today? You doing good, C?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. How about you?
Good. Doing great. It's been a good morning.
Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. So I actually met you through a raid, I believe, right?
Yeah. I was streaming one night and you popped in and said what's up and gave me some tips and it was good. It was nice. Probably one of the best raids that I've had in my entire career, probably.
Cool, man. I love raiding. I love raiding people that I've never met before. Sometimes you get good ones, and there's days like the other day, I raided a guy, and unluckily, it happened to be just a restream of like stolen content.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh man. But
those are the worst, and they're running rampant.
Right. And cool thing about it is that I went to hold on, what's my son? What are you yelling about? Okay, go watch TV, please. He gets so excited when I get excited. But yeah, so yeah, I rated this guy and it was like stolen content, and I went to his Twitch and he was actually live. 80,000 followers, 950 viewers. And I told him, I was like, hey man, I think somebody stole your content and is streaming it on Facebook. And he legit stopped what he was doing. He told all of his 950 people, which if you know anything about Twitch, there's not really any lurkers on Twitch. They're all dedicated members of the community type of thing. Every one of them went over there and reported that page, and it was gone in 5 minutes. And I was I did my good deed for the day. Yay.
Well, and it sucks that that's the strongest bit of regulation that we have for that. Facebook isn't doing really.
Yeah, they don't. They definitely don't really have a way to crack down on it. And then you report it, and then you hear back a couple minutes later, and it's like, well, we reviewed your decision, and it seems everything's perfectly fine. And you're like, what? Yeah. This is obviously not normal.
No, and I mean, you go into these Facebook gaming creator pages, these groups where people share content, and it's just full of half naked. It's just a video loop of some random half-naked girl dancing with.
Yeah, a lot of people out there trying to take advantage of it.
If it's even a video game playing on in the background, you know what I mean?
Yep, very true. So Doom, tell us a little bit about your journey as a content creator. What was the very maybe first YouTube video you uploaded, or where did it all begin to the point of where you are now? Creating Minecraft content daily.
Well, I'm an avid Xbox player. I play on my Xbox during every stream. I feel like Xbox and console creators really don't get as much of a highlight as PC streamers. They don't. There's not as much representation for us out there. So I like to kind of be part of that. And anytime somebody asks me what I'm playing on, I'm console. Console is not dead. You can still have fun playing on console. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't have to have a $2,000 rig to enjoy gaming and have a good time and make content. You can do it from an Xbox. So that being said, I was streaming a Mixer for a little while. It was just me and what was playing on the screen. I didn't have a camera. I chit chat through my phone.
Yep.
With anybody that stopped in and said what's up, and was doing that for a little while. I was doing some battle royale games, mainly PUBG when it came out on console, and then from there, Mixer kind of shut down and over to Facebook, and I still didn't really have everything that I needed for proper production. So I kind of went on a little bit of a hiatus for a little bit from it, and then. Like a whole lot of content creators, once the pandemic hit and everything shut down, and I had a whole bunch of free time, and Nothing really to do other than, build what I could and get things going and actually start streaming to Facebook. I did that. I did it pretty much full time up until everything kind of started opening back up. I was really fortunate. The job that I had at the time paid all of its employees regular paychecks.
Oh, nice.
We were gone for like a month and a half, almost 2 months, and every week I'd get a paycheck.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole COVID thing's been kind of a conversation, like, amongst almost all the podcasts at this point. It's crazy how many people actually kind of really started to focus on it, like, because honestly, it put the world in turmoil at the time. But for us, gamers and streamers around the world, we're like, sweet, we get more time at home, we can focus on this stuff. Like, and me personally, I don't leave the house. I've never had COVID because I'm a gamer.
Yeah, I mean, there was a giant boom. There was a very large.
Mm-hmm.
If you look back, I don't know if there's actual stats, but I can thumb through any streamer on the Facebook gaming tab and ask them when they started streaming, and I can guarantee you it was the beginning of 2020 when everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely a high point for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, especially with the what I call Trump bucks that were being
the Trump bucks.
The Trump bucks were given out, so everybody's like, "Oh man, now I can buy me like a sweet PC or a sweet new Xbox or something."
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I'm sure at some point down the road, all that money they gave to everybody for COVID relief or whatever is probably going to come back and bite us in the butt.
I mean, I'm sure it will.
It's definitely got to at some point. So I recently found out you're a Borderlands fan, and I'm a big Borderlands fan.
I am a Borderlands fan. Let's chit chat about that.
Yeah, let's talk about some Borderlands. What is what are some of your favorite characters and stuff from like the franchise as a whole? Like, doesn't have to be ones that you actually played, but like ones in the game. It's a very story driven game. If you guys have never played Borderlands, what are you doing with your life?
I'm a big fan of Mordecai. Mordecai's my homeboy.
Oh yeah.
And Tiny Tina is always an absolute blast. Any interaction with Tiny Tina in any of the games.
I see what you did there. You said she's an absolute blast. I love to see it.
Uh-huh.
I see what you did there.
I've got a little Borderlands 3 figure sitting over here. It's a Tiny Tina Claptrap.
That's awesome,
How cute
man.
Is that? It's the best of both worlds. You know what I mean?
Little pink Claptrap. That's awesome. Yeah, Claptrap's hilarious, man. Everything about that game is just so good. Like the shoot and loot, the randomization of all the loot that you can get. It's just a fantastic game.
And no game series does it better. There's games that have tried.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's been lots of attempts at like RPG shooters, and it's just not. Borderlands has got it figured out.
Do you remember Rust? Rust made an attempt. Well, no, it wasn't Rust.
No.
Was it? No, it wasn't Rust. It was. Man, I cannot remember that. See,
Yeah,
that's how unimportant it was. You can't even.
It didn't stick.
There was a game. It was similar. It was similar to. It's like a one-word title game, and it was meant to be like the next Borderlands, but it was not cel shaded. It was a lot more like real life s graphics, and it didn't pan out in my opinion. I don't remember. I played 40 minutes of it and was all like, this is.
I actually have an idea. I had an idea a couple weeks ago to make intros for all the SBK guys.
Oh yeah.
That were Borderlands like themed. Like that's the coolest part about Borderlands in my opinion. Same thing with kind of the art style from Zombieland. If you've ever seen Zombieland, it's just like all of a sudden it's like and then like the screen freezes and like the stuff comes out and like the art splats on the screen. Like that is my favorite. That is some of my favorite part, and it's just like the character introductions like all throughout the campaigns and stuff are just so cool.
I enjoyed whenever they'd introduce a new big boss fight or a new character.
Did you play the Dungeons and Dragons expansion?
The Dungeons
For-
and Dragons
for-
inspection of.
for Borderlands 2, I believe is what it was.
I did not.
Oh, dude, it's you'll have to look it up and revisit that. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that and see what that's all about. I'm really excited. Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't put a whole lot of
Is right
time
inside my wheelhouse.
because Borderlands 3 is the newest one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've beat it, but I haven't put like all the extra time. Like in 2, I was like farming raids and all kinds of stuff, soloing raids with God, what was that shotgun called? It was so broken. Call something, like it would shoot and then the bullets would go horizontally across the screen and you could dual wield them because I was the big dual wieldy guy, and then you just shoot 2 shotguns. It was like
I don't remember the name of that gun, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it was like call of something. I don't remember what it was, but long story short, my favorite Borderlands character is Sir Hammerlock. That's definitely
Locke's pretty good. He's a character, that's for sure.
I love him, man. He reminds me kind of back when I used to play World of Warcraft. God, what the heck was his name? It was like a safari guy that would always make you go like hunt down animals and stuff, and it just reminded me so much of that.
It reminds me of the safari hunter from Jumanji, but not a dick.
Right.
You know?
Right. He really does. He that's almost like who they styled him off of, right?
It seems like it almost.
Yeah, that's very similar for sure. All right, so tell us about your life outside of streaming. Like, what do you do for work? What do you do for fun? Like, what do you got going on outside of the streaming world?
Currently, I am a pharmacy technician in training. Where I live, you don't have to really do anything like that. All you have to do is study and take the actual test. If you pass the test, then you get your certification to be a pharmacy technician. So it's
Oh wow, that's got to be kind of an interesting job.
yeah, it's definitely not exactly what I expected. When I went in and interviewed and hopping back there and actually being a part of the whole process, it's different and but it's really rewarding in its own special kind of way.
That's cool.
Essentially you're just counting medications out, but a lot of them medications that people every day to function properly and
Oh yeah, you're keeping people alive and on their toes.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Outside of work and outside of streaming, I spend a lot of time with my family. I'm a father of 2 very rambunctious boys. I got a 10-year-old and a 2.5-month-old. So there's an age gap, and it's everything that I remember it being 10 years ago. Just now I'm older. And I'm a lot tired now.
Older and wiser and a lot less energy.
Exactly. But I've got a great fiance that is very supportive of everything that I do and helps out with both our new son and my son. She's picked up the mantle of stepmom with all the grace that she possibly could. Does an amazing job, and I
That's always good.
I couldn't do what I do and be where I'm at now without her.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing that. I love it. So all right, so pharmacy technician, do you collect anything at all? Like, do you have any sort of collections, like nerd collections?
I've got kind of, it's not really a collection per se. I don't know if you've ever heard of perler beads. But they're like those little bead. They're like the little beads
little pixel art things.
Yeah. I like doing that. I dabble in that quite a bit, and I got some hanging up on my wall right here that I like to do. So I got like a whole bunch of these. This is a totem pole.
Oh, very nice.
Of the Sailor Moon.
Nice.
Scouts, Sailor Scouts, right? And I've got Cuphead and Mugman.
Oh wow, is that Cuphead on your wall? Is that that's all perler beads?
Yeah, that's all perler beads. I made that.
Wow, that's
I'll pull
awesome.
it down.
That's awesome, man.
I'll never be able to get it back up, but I'll pull it down just for you guys.
That's super cool.
It's in an awkward spot. I got it. Bam.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I used to be really into Magic the Gathering, so I've still got a pretty good collection of cards
Oh yeah.
laying around my house. But I haven't played in quite a while, and I definitely don't have like a deck built.
You're
But
not ready to duel right now,
I'm definitely not
huh?
ready to duel. I cannot send you to the Shadow Realm, and I know that's a different franchise, but it will happen.
You know what's funny is I'm always ready to duel. I've got decks on decks of Yu-Gi-Oh decks right here
Yeah,
next to me. Yep. A little unknown thing that not a whole lot of people know is I am always at the ready,
always equipped.
always equipped. Now, what I don't have is one of those like cool like arm discs things that the super nerds have, but
Oh, you don't have one of the hollow decks
a
strapped to your
dual
arm?
deck or whatever it's called.
Yeah, whatever. Who knows? It's got a name. We don't know what it is.
Right. Yep.
We're fans, but we're not that big of fans apparently.
Oh yeah, I've seen the TikToks of the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
I'm not there, and I'll probably get my butt kicked if anybody does duel me. But I used to really love. I haven't collected any in a long time, but I definitely used to dabble in some Yu-Gi-Oh for sure. I love playing the games, and I love playing the card game too. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean that's just nostalgia right there. You know, stuff like that you keep in your life to just remember the good times, right?
Tim says, "Believe in the heart of the cards, see through."
Believe in the heart of the cards.
Let's go, dude. That's funny. That's awesome. Believe in the heart of the cards. Okay, we'll play
You
it
see
here
that,
in
guys?
just a little bit.
He did the finger thing. He
Yep.
did the fingers and everything.
Yep. Yeah, if I didn't have to like dig into my file cabinet and grab them, I'd pull some out right now. So something like so you got your whole stream set up. What's your next purchase? Like the next thing that you want to get to upgrade?
The next thing that I want to get to upgrade is I'm thinking of upgrading my camera. I'm using a Logitech C920 Pro
Mm-hmm.
standard webcam. I want to upgrade to it to an actual like production camera.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. It's an investment. You know,
Yeah, that's for sure.
when I bought my camera, I did not realize that it does not come with a lens.
Oh yeah, no, they don't do that.
So I spent, I don't know, $1,100 on this camera, and now I have a camera that doesn't have a lens. So I ended up having to buy like a $300 or $400 lens too.
Ooh.
And it's just like, holy smokes! Now I've got this $1,500 camera that costs as much as my PC does. Holy cow!
Yeah, they can definitely get pricey. It's definitely something that's going to happen later. But
And you know, my
I think that's going
excuse-
to be.
My excuse was, if streaming doesn't work out, hey, I could always pick up photography.
Yeah, there you go.
It does take some great pictures. I've taken it out a time or two. Hey, Bubba.
You always gotta have something waiting in the wings for you, right?
Oh man, Mr. Attention. Mr. Attention. I want to play the Oculus. He's becoming quite the VR god, I must say. He doesn't play very often, but when he
I'm a bit of
does,
an aficionado.
yeah, he's like as a kid, especially around 4 years old, he's like a sponge, man.
Oh yeah, they suck up any information that they can get.
Mm-hmm.
and thrive off of it.
The first time, luckily the ergonomics of the controllers for the VR stuff is almost similar to actually using your hands. So like the very first time he put it on, like he goes to pick things up and he just picks things up, and I'm watching him on my computer screen and he's in the living room playing it, and I'm like, holy cow, dude. Like he's doing better than Jessica did when she first put it on.
It's like a natural.
I still won't want to stop the addiction. That's funny. Yeah, he is. He's really good at it. And recently we downloaded a new game, and it's like a pet. There's like a pet running around, and you can like chase him around and throw balls, and he'll go get it. And like it's very meant for small people.
Yeah, that's cool. I should look into getting that for myself. He keeps wanting an animal, and we live in an apartment, in. We're not
Yeah,
gonna get in anymore.
it's called Bogo, I think is what it's called. And he's
Bogo.
like a little alien dog, and you take care of him, and you make him like food and throw him sticks and stuff, and you gotta like pick apples off a tree and feed it to him. It's funny because
I'll have to write that down.
Rowan can't reach the apples, so I literally have to go over there and pick him up into this virtual tree so he can pick the apples off the tree. It's pretty funny. May God bless you all. Thanks, Jamal. It's good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. So outside of Minecraft, what's some of your other favorite games? And we've already talked about Borderlands. I know you're a diehard there, but what's some other stuff that you like enjoy playing and stuff?
I a few months ago I got really into Hades. That's a roguelike dungeon crawler essentially. Where you play as the son of Hades, and your goal essentially is to get out of Hades and go find your birth mother.
I've never heard of it.
Well, get out of the underworld. Hades is your dad, so that makes sense, right? You don't want to get out of your dad.
That's funny. That's crazy.
So that's a really, really fun, addicting game that I want to revisit eventually. It's one of the only games that I've ever come across where the dialogue is different no matter how many times you with the same character. And it actually won a literary award earlier in the year, or at the very end of last year, for its writing, because you can walk up to Achilles is like your homeboy, right, in this game.
Yep.
So you can walk up to Achilles, say something to him, he'll respond, and it's a different piece of dialogue. It's never there's nothing repeated ever.
Oh, that's cool. So you kind of build your own story.
Well,
almost like the old Goosebumps books.
I wouldn't say it's building your own story. You don't get to like choose the dialogue, but the writers did such a good job. Nothing ever gets repeated. They're always having a new conversation,
kind of randomly generated or something. That's pretty sweet.
Almost, yeah.
You know, I remember a game back in the day. Jack Black made a game, and I cannot remember what exactly it was called, but it was an Xbox game. But
it was like the God of Rock or something, right?
Yeah,
something similar to that.
Yeah, it was Jack Black, and he had a guitar, and he was killing goblins and monsters with guitar riffs.
Yeah.
That was a good one, man. That was a good one. Brutal Legends, yes.
Brutal Legends, that's it.
That was a good one. That was it. Oh
that
my
was
God.
Such a good game.
It was, and it was so short and unfortunate because I love Jack Black, man. He cracks me up.
It was like God of War mixed with like Guitar Hero.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So here we go. We're gonna segue into this one. So in times of growth as a small streamer, we all go through or have went through some troubling times with, low viewer counts or nobody getting to see the stream. Do you have any advice for people starting out streaming? To get them through that rough more or less that first year or 6 months of streaming and making them, continue and moving forward.
Well, so this is perfect because this is my niche. I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I still have a very small viewer count most of the time. And the best advice that I can give you is just continue to put on a show. It doesn't matter whether or not you have 1 viewer, 0 viewers, 50 viewers, whatever. Just continuously act as if there's somebody in there that you're entertaining, because that's what our job is as content creators, is to be as entertaining as possible. So if you're just sitting there quietly, not really doing anything interesting in the game, sitting there in a starting menu, chit-chatting with somebody on your phone because you think nobody's watching. Nobody is gonna watch if that's what you're doing. People will tune in. On Facebook especially, they like to really hammer in the point that people, you have 3 seconds to grab somebody's attention and keep them in there longer than 3 seconds.
Wow, you're starting to sound like me. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You're totally right though.
Yeah, they track that stuff for you, and you can see how many views you have. 3 seconds. And if you let 3 seconds go by without you saying something or something interesting going on, or an interaction, even if it's a made-up interaction, even if you have to come up with the excuse that chat's being weird, and they happen to not see who you're responding to, come up with something, Be like, Dylan, that's exactly right. There's no Dylan in chat. Just say it anyway.
I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. You've definitely got the core figured out, and that really is a big thing you need to know as a small streamer. Is just,
oh yeah,
you need to realize that not just for 3 seconds, but every 3 seconds, the potential for a new person to stop in and see you is very high. So if that 3 seconds you're just then they're just gonna keep going because they're like, oh, it's just another one of these weirdos staring at the paint dry on his wall.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly like, hey man, this is crazy, I'm putting this block here, we're going over here, taking around here, I know this isn't, you just gotta blah 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 blah. And that's like when I say, if you do like a 3 to 5 hour stream and you aren't dead dog tired by the time you're done, then you need to work harder.
There's been plenty of times when I'm done streaming and I don't have a voice. I told you earlier before we started the podcast, I don't drink enough water.
Right.
But I just talk constantly. Even if I'm sitting in my world, just tossing my fishing pole into the water, trying to get food or get an enchanted item or whatever that I'm trying to do. Have some time gaining experience. I'm at least talking about it. I'm at least complaining that the game just keeps giving me nothing but puffer fish.
Yep, over-explain everything, especially in Minecraft.
Exactly.
Cool. Do you got any questions for me, man, as far as content creation or my life in general or anything at all?
I do have a question. What made you go in the route of being the Mario Facebook Gaming?
All right, so that's a really good question. So if you look at Facebook Gaming as a whole, like if you go to Minecraft, Facebook Gaming, Minecraft, and you go to streamers, you will see all the streamers that have at least once within the month participated in a Minecraft stream. And it goes on forever. So my thought process behind that is you need something that sets you apart from everyone else. And on my first realm that I ever did on Bedrock, when I first streamed, we all came up with the idea to build a Mario world. And it was super fun. It was super awesome. Mario's pixelated type stuff. So it gives you, it fits Minecraft very well. So when I came back, I was like, you know what? I'm on Java now, and I want to recreate that idea of the Mario world. I want to bring that back to life and get all my old viewers back in here and see that we're, continuing that whole Mario world thing. And one day I kind of got motivated by Zuchi a little bit. He was at the time, that one Australian Minecrafter. The Australian Minecrafter, something like that. The man, the legend. Yeah, Sushi. So I was like, man, that's like, he's got something going on here, like he's separating himself from everybody else. And I was like, I need to come up with something that separates me from everybody else. So I was like, I went from building my Mario things to actually creating a skin and building a story. And now everything, my alerts, my stickers, my overlay, and my persona, everything is Mario. And people love it because they can attach themselves to, nostalgia purposes.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's played Mario at some point, whether you're, 60 or 5.
For me personally, it's Nintendo's got a big place in my heart because when I was little, that was all that we had.
Oh yeah,
Mario, and all those old school games, Donkey Kong, stuff like that. There we go. That's the sound. It hits home,
yeah.
Super Mario 3 has got to be my all-time favorite. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it. I've got Raccoon Mario tattooed on my arm right there.
Oh, there you go.
And then I've got Boo on my neck there.
Oh yeah, so you're a big Mario fan then.
And then I got him hiding shy on the other side.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, it's that's one of the things that drew after you rated me, I stopped by your stream and checked you out and see what you were all about, and that's definitely one of the things that kept my attention. So at least from my perspective, it works. It definitely works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta have something that makes you stand out, and I knew that this was gonna be the thing, so I literally ran with it. So now everything, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Facebook, like that Mario Minecraft guy is everywhere. And I will probably never change it. And you know, I don't know how much you've followed my journey on the Sandbox Kids, but you know, I went from Mario to Wario to Slime Wario to Bald Wario. Like everything's just been kind of escalating to the point where now I have Wario Wednesdays, which is me dressed up as Wario. Okay, just a second, bub. But yeah, that's it's definitely a brand at this point. And my merch is like the question mark block, and it just says what, because I'm always saying that. Like that's like my signature thing. Like I'll see something weird and I'm just like, what? But yeah, man, it's definitely fun. Definitely find your, I don't even know if I'd call it a niche, because it's not really a niche, but I mean, maybe it is, but just find something that you can represent and believe in it and stick with it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have something that you can represent and you can vibe with.
Yep.
And I mean, Mario is an iconic character, and there's so many different medium avenues that you can take it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you definitely jumped on a good bandwagon for that,
right?
In my opinion.
Heck yeah. Well, all right, man. This is time for the spotlight. We're closing in on the end of the podcast here, and fill the people in on what your schedule's like, what days do you stream, and what kind of content do you provide to your viewers?
Well, as of right now, my schedule is a little wonky. Starting I for sure 100% stream at least once a week on Thursdays in the mornings, typically around 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Where we always do Minecraft content. That's essentially what we are strictly doing. I consider myself a variety streamer, and I like to do other things, but as we all know, the Facebook algorithm can be a fickle mistress, and she doesn't like that very much. So we mainly do Minecraft. We also have a Discord. I can, if need be, I can toss a link up in Cthu's Discord if you will allow it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're starting to do more and more events, trying to get more of my community over there. Eventually, we're gonna movie night and karaoke. I don't know if you
nice.
if you dabble in the karaoke arts.
Yeah, I do. I actually did a karaoke stream. I was feeling a little down under. Probably about 6 months ago or so. And I literally did an entire karaoke stream for like 2 or 3 hours.
Nice.
And it was pretty funny. I've got some clips of me singing John Legend on my TikTok if you haven't seen them yet.
Well, that's got to be good. I'm gonna have to look you up over that.
Yeah, it's definitely good stuff.
TikTok machine. But yeah, we can go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions for Mr. Grateful Doom at all? Any questions at all?
Shoot them my way, guys. Shoot them my way. I want to hear from the Cthu community.
Yeah, it's so the podcast thing has been kind of interesting for me because I was tagging Minecraft because to me, Block Talk, and we're talking about Minecraft, would allow me to tag Minecraft, but and the viewership on the videos was really good. But then I got a flag that said, "Hey, we've realized you're not playing Minecraft, but you have Minecraft tagged." So now I can't tag anything. So the reach for the actual lives isn't the greatest in the world. But that's where the upload of the podcast to the actual website and stuff really comes in handy.
Yeah, I see Jamal says I'll give Mr. Wolverine a follow. I need. I've been getting Wolverine so much. The last 2 days, the same old lady has shown up at the pharmacy to get her prescriptions, and she's called me Wolverine both times.
Dude, run with that, man. I can see it.
It's
Mario
too much, man.
Minecraft
It's too
guy,
much.
Wolverine guy.
And, you know how much money it would cost to have animanium installed into me.
Hey, all you got to do is you got your chops right there. Just buzz that down. You got your chops. Get you a leather jacket. And you already got the hair too. You're like 90% of the way there.
I don't know how the fiance would feel about it.
Be like, babe,
She
you're just
gives me
gonna
enough
have
crap
to.
about it anyway.
You're
I don't-
just
I don't
gonna
need to
have to
go.
run with this.
I don't know if I need to go full Logan, but I'll think about it. That might.
Logan's still alive. Let's go,
Logan's
dude.
still alive.
Jamel can't even grow a beard. He's sad about it.
Oh no.
All right, cool. Well, if there's no questions for him, no questions for me, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you guys for vibing, watching the podcast.
Thank you,
and,
thank you guys.
If you're listening in too, thanks for
Thank you,
listening.
C2.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. We'll see you guys later on the next one. Take it easy. Have a good one.
Ciao, guys.